Greetings, fellow seekers of truth, wisdom, and light, meaning howdy, strangers. It's been a long, long time, but here I am live tonight near the end of November in 2023, which I'm saying just for the record, because I must have missed about, 326 shows, right? You've been listening to repeat shows, which is nice. I mean, it's good to let the technology do the work for a little while, but I got to tell you, I've been so ill, and most of that time it took my voice away. It was a nasty, nasty, nasty flu that, gosh, it's been so long. I mean, I was going to describe what happened to me, but I think the best way I can describe what happened and how I felt when it happened is this. Yeah, because it came out of nowhere and it just wiped me out. And that was probably sometime around September. But the worst part was when I was feeling better, I couldn't speak. And of course, doing a show like this without being able to speak kind of misses the point. So even if I was still, even if I'd started doing video, which I keep threatening to do, and I honestly will, that I don't think I could have pulled it off without being able to speak. I'm shuffling up the cards here. A lot has happened while I was gone. I mean, a lot. For instance, I got into a war with Amazon. They did this to me once before. They discovered one of my products, which was the 10 Lost Books of the Prophets, which sells quite regularly. I mean, it's a high-ticket item, but it's 10 books. And it's a wonderful set. It's a really good compilation of occult lore and wisdom. And every now and then, there's a problem with it. Like one time, somebody decided to sell my books for like $12, which is impossible. Because even if they bought them from me and resold them, they would be losing money on it. But no, there was just somebody who just felt like doing that. And that took a long time to fight at the beginning of the year. And then now what we've got is that they wanted to make sure that I was really selling what I said I was selling. And I said, of course I am. Why wouldn't I? Mean, what's the matter with you people? I said, look at the sales. It's one of the best-selling things out there is the 10 Lost Books of the Prophets. And I am the only one who has a restored set to sell. Now, I'm not doing this right now as a sales pitch. It's just to show you that the last time we spoke, it was available through Amazon, and then all through this time until right now, it wasn't. And it just came back on a few days ago, about a week or so maybe ago, because I don't mess around with them anymore. I learned the secret, and the secret is to send messages directly to the CEO. That's what I did, and they were. When you get to that level, they do help you. I mean, other than that, you get the same messages from people somewhere saying, "We thank you for your patience while we look into this," and then nothing happens. But they were very good about restoring this, but they were slow, and they never did even apologize for what happened. But it's back for sale. That's the long way of saying that in the middle of all this, the 10 Lost Books of the Prophets, it's always been for sale. It's still available directly through me. It's also available through the printing plant for less money, I might add. I mean, if I were doing it, if I were a customer, I wouldn't buy it that way. And not that I'm knocking Amazon, but you can get it for less by going right to the printing plant. And I charge less for it, and there's a 15% discount. Which you can get using a code word that I have there. Sometimes that code doesn't work. If you're ever going to buy a book from me at mojoacademy.org and you use the discount code and the discount doesn't work, just stop what you're doing with the sale and with the purchase and contact me, and I'll work something out, because they change those from time to time. They had one particular thing that I think will work. It used to work for every order, but now it works for your first order. Just welcome 15. That'll give you 15% off. And, we're coming up to bigger discounts too, but I'll let you all know about that. But I'm glad to be back because I was going nuts. I couldn't do private readings either because I couldn't talk. you know, I do those over the phone, and that's even harder to do when you can't talk. But you know, I had to unfortunately reject a lot of pleas for help and assistance and readings because I couldn't speak. So anyway, in the meantime, though, there have been a few new products, some new things that I was able to get work done on and channel that energy. I'm nervous, by the way. You know, I haven't done this in so long that I'm actually nervous. So if I sound nervous, that's me. It's not you. It's not your imagination. We've got, let's see, I've got a wonderful 1918 book on jujitsu. Yeah, believe it or not, that's there. I put up I think this was there before I got sick. Ironically enough, it's a book about psychic healing. You know, so you can check that out too at mojoacademy.org and see. Boy, if I ever needed a book about psychic healing, that was this last couple of months was the time. But I think, you know, knock on wood, as they say, I will probably be able to coast through to the end of the year. I wanted to come back today because I can speak, and I wanted to come back because I missed you all. I stayed in touch through Facebook, but that's not really the same, you know. I put up a few things like I have an offer, for instance. I've got a book about shaving, which, you know, that sounds kind of silly, but it's there, and I like the book a lot, and it's about how to shave with a straight razor and not have all the garbage that you've got to go through with an old-fashioned straight razor. There is a new way that you can do it, and you don't need to use a strop. You don't need to use a whetstone. You don't need to do all the hassles. I mean, why would you want to bother shaving if you have to give so much more care to the razor than you do to yourself? That's my attitude. But so I have a system of shaving that is a good old-fashioned way to get a good shave that way. And I mention this because now until the end of the year, let's say, maybe even more, who knows, you order that book through the aforementioned Amazon, and I will include a free shaving soap, which is a $78 value. Well, actually, it's not. You know, I'm saying that because I'm giving it to you free. You know, but and the shaving soap's about $6, but it's, you know, there's an old joke about a guy who goes into a restaurant and he wants a piece of strawberry pie, and the guy says, how much is your strawberry pie? And he says, it's $5. He says, $5? I can get a strawberry pie down the street for $3. He says, well, then go down the street and get it. He says, well, they're out of strawberry pie. He says, fine. When I'm out of strawberry pie, it's $3 too. So, well, the soap, the shaving soap is like $6.99, but since it's free, I'm going to tell you it's a $78 value. Why not? Right? So, and it's a good shaving soap. I use it myself, believe it or not. My own product I use. My own Mojo Brothers shaving soap that we've devised. It comes in a nice little tin, a nice little container, and you know, take a look at that. Go to mojoacademy.org because this is that time of year, you know, that gift giving time of year, and there's a compulsion to give people stuff, and I say give them stuff that'll last. Give them stuff they can use. Give a guy a book on how to shave, especially a young man. Give a really young guy who's just getting started in life. Show him how to do that, you know, and he'll be off to a good, well-groomed start to life because there's nothing closer than a good old-fashioned shave, and you don't have to be afraid of it. I know people say, well, I tried it once and I cut myself up to pieces. I say, well, you weren't doing it right because men have been doing this for centuries and haven't been cutting themselves to pieces. And I tell a story in the book about a man I had an encounter with that he got mad at me. He said, every time I shave with a straight razor, I cut myself in about 8 places. I said, well, obviously you're not doing it right. He says, what do you mean I'm not doing it right? You know, look at the state of the world, right? It's because people will argue and fight about anything. So, and we're just here to spread positive energy and joy and love and light and happiness through the tarot. So I'm glad to be back. I don't have much to say, which is kind of odd because usually when I miss a few shows, I can't shut up. But I don't want to push it this time. I want to get right to the readings because I haven't done it in a long time, and I have a very important question that I need to have answered, which is, do I still know what I'm doing? It's been so long. That's why I'm nervous. So we got the cards all shuffled up. and I'm going to ring a bell 3 times to declare sacred space. You see, I only babbled for 10 minutes. That's a record here, too. Just that's a quick shot for me. So let's ring that bell. We're now in sacred space, which means no commercials. And I will pull back the curtain on the magical window, and we will go to our first caller all the way out west in San Jose, California, for Meha. Hi, you're on with Reverend Eliot.
Yeah, hi.
Hi, how are you tonight?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm glad to be here. I just, I guess I missed like 2 months worth of shows because I thought I was going to die, but I'm not ready for that yet. So
The good
I'm
news you
glad.
came right before the holiday.
Yeah, well, I'm glad to be here. I'll tell you that. I'm happy to be here and talk to you. So what can I do for you? What can I look at for you?
I want to ask about my job, any new job or anything you can say.
Okay. Okay. Well, I'm seeing. Well, This is really. This is fascinating. What I've got here. The first card I have is the Devil card, and that is usually a person. Now, this is not about Satan and evil and things like that. It's a deeper thing actually than that, and it shows people chained to a block with a rather nasty looking demon there, but that's just pictorial. That's not literal. It means that somebody who's kind of you're not doing what you want to do, but you feel that you can't move. You feel stuck. Is that about it?
Yeah, I'm kind of sad because I lost my whole group got fired. Then
Oh
I got
no.
laid off, and then this is probably the worst time of being unemployed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It,
Everyone
sure.
is
I
not
know.
hiring. Everyone is on hiring freeze, etc. and etc. So I'm kind of
A-
stuck,
And I
honestly.
keep and I keep hearing in the news about there are so many jobs available, but what kind of jobs are they? It's not what they're like part time. Well, you're right. It's a very bad time for this. But let me tell you something. This is not. This is part of a plan here. That I know that sounds weird, but there's things coming your way. There's really good things coming your way. The next card is an indication that where you are now and what's happening now is the beginning of something new in your life. One phase of your life is ending and another one is beginning. Okay? I'll tell you
Okay.
why. I'm very clear about phrasing it that way because if I don't, it can startle people. Because the card I have is the death card. It doesn't mean you're going to
Mm-hmm.
die. Let's get that out of
Mm-hmm.
the way because what it means is that one part of your life is coming to an end and another is beginning. Now, these times of
Okay.
transition can be stressful. I mean, there's no doubt about it. It can be the best thing that happens to you, but it's stressful, right? So,
Yeah.
but this but the next card is the Ten of Cups, which is complete happiness and joy. So, what the
Mm.
first thing I'm seeing in the cards is the overall picture is that you had felt pretty much trapped and stuck with where you were. It was a
Yeah.
lucrative thing too, because the thing about the chains that are on the people in the card of the devil are chains that bind them to something that can be very lucrative. and
Mm-hmm.
you and, and
That's
you
true.
can and you can get lost in that. It's almost like a very charming person comes along and they can sweep you
Yeah.
off your feet, but just that may you can get things and you can go places,
Mm-hmm.
but it may not be what you want. But that's going to
Okay.
change because you're entering a new phase in your life, and that the Ten of Cups tells me that that is going to be a time of great happiness and joy. Now, how do you
Do
get
you
there?
have any timeline or something like?
Yeah,
Do you know?
it's happening now. Okay, that's the first part. The second thing
Okay.
is the Seven of Cups is here. A lot of people don't
Mm-hmm.
like that card. I like that card a lot. That's a card. A lot of people say it's somebody who builds castles in the sky. Okay, to me,
Mm-hmm.
it's a card of a person with an active imagination who can see
Mm-hmm.
new options and can see things. And that tells me that you have a very good imagination and you can visualize what you want and see what it is and get it. You just haven't settled on it yet, have you?
No,
So
I'm still
don't.
trying to figure out what to do.
Yeah, that's the Seven of Cups. If you look at that card, you'll see that there's a person who's looking at seven different cups, and there's all kinds of things in each cup.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Okay.
sometimes it's a person who has too many ideas, they say, but I don't think you can have too many ideas because that's better than
Mm-hmm.
having no ideas. So you're going to pick one. You're going to settle. You will. You definitely will. Now, the Nine of Coins is here, and that is an excellent card for you also because it means, first of all, it refers to money and in a very positive way.
Mm-hmm.
And it means that
Mm-hmm.
you're the kind of person who can be alone and be at one with yourself. You don't need
Mm-hmm.
to be around people all the time. You don't need the outside influences. And that's very important because as you enter a new phase in your life, uh,
Mm-hmm.
people are going to start falling away, and there's some people who
Mm-hmm.
you're going to lose contact with because they won't understand
Mm-hmm.
that you're changing. Now, the Eight of Rods is here, and that says that what's coming is coming very soon. So that's very good too. Now, let me tell you what I've got here. It's got the Knight of Cups. The Knights are the beginnings of things. The cups are emotional, the heart. You're entering a period because you have the Ten of Cups here too. You're entering a period of where emotional fulfillment is going to take precedence. You're going to do
Okay.
you'll do all right work wise. You'll do okay with money.
Mm-hmm.
There's because of the Nine of Coins. But the primary concern and the thing that you're going to be really working toward is uh, emotional stability and happiness, and
Mm-hmm.
you'll
Okay.
find it. Okay, that's so
Awesome.
you'll
Yeah.
you'll get offers. You'll don't panic because yeah, it is a tough time, but you're very well situated here according to this. You're at a point of flux in your life where you're moving away from what you don't like to what you do like. And that
Okay.
can be pain.
Thank
Like I
you.
said, that can be painful. So hang in there, okay? Because the outcome of
Yeah.
all this is the outcome is good. Here, like 10 of coins is again money, 10 of coins, and that's the
Okay.
perfect. That's money is coming your way. You'll be working and you'll be making money. Okay.
Hopefully. Hopefully. Thank you so
Oh,
much.
listen, I see
Yeah,
it
I
here,
really,
and
really.
in fact, this card that I just got, I just pulled one more card for you. It's the Six of Swords. That literally describes what I just mentioned, which is a person who gets from here to there using
Mm-hmm.
her own willpower and her own strength. So you'll do it. You have a lot of good ideas. Go with those, and realize that what you're suffering through now is almost like shedding your skin. That because there's a new you on the way, and you're going to like that new you. I guarantee it. Okay.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you
My
so much
pleasure.
for the reading.
Bye bye now. And let's shuffle up the cards. I got a feeling that she didn't quite believe me, but that's a very good reading. And whether you believe it or not, good stuff is coming. Is my message. It is going to be coming. It's on the way here. Once again, you're listening to Reverend Eliot's Magical Window, where we look through the magical window of the tarot. We're on every 6 months for about 20 minutes. Theoretically, I'm here every Wednesday at 11 Eastern, 10 Central, 9 Mountain, and 8 Pacific, where we look through the tarot. And as I mentioned earlier, there's a lot of new stuff cooking over at mojoacademy.org, where you will find a book there that will change your life. That's how I like to put it. Evelyn in Tupelo, Mississippi is next. Hi, you're on with Reverend Eliot.
Yes, how are you tonight?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm good.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna grab
you pretty good.
yeah, I'm gonna grab a quick drink of water here for a second.
Okay.
I have not been. I haven't done this in a few months, so I've lost my rhythm, and now my mouth dried out on me. But it's all better now. So, Evelyn, what can I look at for you?
Engaged, seeing how things will pan out.
How things are in your engagement?
Yes.
Have you set a date yet?
No, we haven't.
Okay, let's see what we got here. Let's shuffle them once more. And cut the card. Well, yeah, okay. The first thing I've got here is the Four of Swords, which is a card that is about taking a bit of a break. Things are settled down. Nothing much happening. The Eight of Cups is an interesting card in this regard because cups are about romance, emotion, love, and the Eight of Cards, the Eight of Cups in this card is where you're going towards something that's good for you. You're heading in the right direction. You're heading towards something. You left something that wasn't good for you, and now you've got something that's good for you. So that's worth knowing. The Knight of Cups is here, which is a card again about romance and growth and the unfolding and the growth of a romance. The World is here, which is a card of assured success. So it's looking good, but it seems to still be in the formative stages. How long have you been together?
Since 2020.
So a couple of, well, the 2020s, these are 3 rough years, right?
Yeah.
So congratulations for getting through it because, the world fell apart for a lot of people in 2020.
Yeah.
It was, no need to tell you what happened. You were there. It
Yeah.
happened to all of us.
Mm-hmm.
But it seems to me that you're going to come out of this okay. Um, here's another one is the Three of Rods, like with the Four of Swords. It's just what you want isn't ready yet. So you just got to give it a little more time, according to these cards. That's why I asked how long it's been.
Because I've been, kind of feeling kind of strange about the situation, not knowing, if they're still fully committed to it or what have you. So.
Well, there's nothing here that's negative. Let me put it that way. Okay, there's that. At least that's good. That's a good sign. What there is here is that it's kind of it needs to take a little more time to grow. I know after a few years that's how much more time do you need? But these things are very different for everybody, and let me ask you this. This is just a question because of what I'm seeing in the cards. Is this like a long distance relationship?
No.
Okay, good.
I relocated to.
Oh, you moved.
Okay. Yeah, we're living in the same place now.
Oh, so it started out as a long distance thing.
Yeah.
Okay, because I see that. That's why I wanted to know if that's still going on. Well, that's good because what the cards are giving me a sense of motion, that it's still moving forward. And you how long have you moved? When did you relocate?
I relocated in 2020.
Oh, okay. So then it should be moving along pretty well. But again, I have here like the Ten of Cups. That's a card of great happiness and joy. I'm not seeing anything wrong. I'm just seeing that for some reason, it still requires a little more time to ripen. Okay, now that doesn't mean you have to sit back and be passive. I mean, there's things you can do. If you want to move it along, obviously, there are things that you could do. There's also magical things that you could do if you're interested. You could drop me a line, and I'll be happy to show you a few things. No charge, of course. I can just show you a few things you can do that is simple, and it's because I shy away from quote like love spells. But since you're all because that's like black magic, even though it sounds nice to say make this person love me, but because you've all been together for 3 years and you're in something now. If you want something you want to think about maybe you want to do a little something mystical to kind of move it along and help it a little bit in the direction in which it's already heading, which is different. Let me know. I'd be happy to do it. You can contact me through Ask One Radio, or my email is asktarot@earthlink.net. And I just Google Reverend Eliot's Magical Window. I'm the easiest guy in the world to find. And like I said, if you want to do that, I'll be happy to do that. And no charge at all. I'd say that because I know that I hate to knock other people, but I'm not going to. But there are people who will do something and say, I can help you move that along, and then they tell you it's like $500 or something. But this is an offer that's free because what I'd be sharing with you is common folklore. And I'm not charging for that. That's mean. It's not.
All right, I really appreciate that.
So if you want to, I'll be happy to do that. But, especially, in Mississippi, there's a lot of root workers. There's a lot of people who can show you what to do. You
Yeah.
know that. You know the type of people I mean. Let's
No,
take
yeah.
another. Let's take another look at a card here for you. Let's see what we got here. And here's the magician. That's a person who can bring spiritual power down to earth here and use it. I just think that it's not ripe yet. That's all I'm saying. I'm not seeing anything that says I got to tell you to get out of there. I'm not seeing anything bad. I'm seeing a nice, pleasant thing here, but it needs to grow a little bit more before the next step. And that's where you are right now. So I just shuffled the cards, and here it is again, which is the Four of Swords, which is about taking a break and waiting for things to develop. So I know that it's not the nicest period of time to wait and wait. So like I said, if you want to, if you want to do something a little spiritual to nudge it along, I'll be more than happy to answer that question for you. Okay.
All right. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you.
And I will light a candle, a white candle after the show to send positive energy towards the both of you. How's that?
All right. Thank you. I really appreciate it.
My pleasure. Bye-bye now.
All right. Bye.
And we'll shuffle them up. And there's a lot of this. I want to talk about that sometime. It's in. I think I'm pretty sure I have that. I write that up in my book. Reverend Eliot Explains It All. Isn't that a wonderful title? It's so modest. That there's over the years I've been getting these things. I'll tell you a story. This will lead into it. It's the same thing. I've been getting people asking me, "Can you make this person or that person fall in love with me?" And that's dangerously close to black magic, because that's imposing your will on somebody else. If you go to my site, not Mojo Brothers, which is mojoacademy.org. If you go to magic-works.com, and you'll see something there for love spells. Mostly saying don't, But there's a story there, which was there was a very successful businesswoman that my wife and I knew, an international fashion businesswoman, and she had this fiance who just wouldn't get off the ball. She kept waiting for that proposal, and it just didn't come. And she asked me if I could do something to kind of like inch it along, So, like again, I said, it's not a matter of it wasn't this black magic kind of make him love me, because they'd been together, and when she went back to Paris, and when she came to New York again, I had a special oil made for her. The details of which I won't go into, but let's just say it served her need, and she used it. And the next day, the guy proposed to her, and it scared her. Now she got what she wanted, and she didn't want it. See, and that's why you always kind of be careful, because sometimes the worst thing you can do is get what you want, right? We've all seen that. So when people come to me and they say, there's this guy who's not paying attention to me, or there's this woman, I really love her and she doesn't pay attention to me. Can you do something to make her want me? Well, I could, but you wouldn't like it. But the thing I tell them is, how about this? How about I show you something you can do so that you can send out into the world the message, I would like somebody who is looking for somebody like me to find me. And there you go. You see, you haven't crossed any lines there. And that's the way it goes. And besides, isn't that a bit of a blow to the ego to think that you could only get somebody interested in you by casting a spell? I mean, yeesh, that's kind of like, that's a little self-defeating there. Sherry in Battle Creek, Michigan is next. Hi, you're on with Reverend Eliot.
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing well. How are you tonight, Sherry?
Well, I'm good.
Good. Glad to hear it. What can I look at for you?
Okay. I don't know if this is up your alley or not, but I have a younger brother that we have not seen or heard from the last 15 years. So I was wondering if you tell me if he's still alive or not.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's. I'll take a look. I'll take a shot at it. That's not the strangest
I'm
request I've
71,
ever
so
had.
I'm too old for love stuff.
Well, well, you never know. You know.
Right.
Let's see now. Let's see what I can get, if I can get anything here about that.
Right.
If he's still out there. Not very interesting, is it, just listening to me shuffle cards? But I'm looking, I'm
Oh,
working.
no, I was listening to it earlier, and you're very interesting.
Um,
I think I have to look your website up.
Okay, I'm not getting very positive answers here to that. I mean, I'm getting dark cards with clouds on them and people lying in the dirt face down with knives in their back, and pictures of angels, heavenly stuff. It's,
Right.
the high priestess, which is about communicating with people on the other side. So I'm not getting any indication that he's still here.
Right. What's weird is my mother, I have a very dysfunctional family, but my mother and father split up back in the 80s. And I asked my dad, I said, what happened? And she kind of had some mental illness going on. He goes, oh, she met another man and left with him. Well, I did some research and found out that she was hit by a hit-and-run driver in California.
Oh.
Yeah, about 6 years later after that. And I was trying to search for her. And finally, a lot of researching, I got the birth death certificate and everything and found out what really happened. And then the same thing with my brother. I've been trying to find him the same way, and nothing comes up.
Yeah, like I said, I'm getting messages of here that are not very positive in that regard. I'll tell you a funny thing, though, about researching. While I was sick, because I didn't do this show for a few months and I had a really bad flu.
Right.
I did some researching in my family and in my wife's family, and I discovered the darndest thing, which was that when you go back to our great grandparents, I mean, here we met here in New York City. We met here in New York, and when you trace the roots of my family on my mother's side and her family on her father's side, you go back to great grandparents. They lived in the same. They lived in the same county in Europe, in the same part of Germany, and where Poland and Germany kind of mix. They lived in the same area. Our great grandparents. Is that not weird?
Right.
So
weird. I know it's weird. Like I thought when my mother had passed that she would, because I believe in life after, and they try and contact you on this and that. I thought maybe that I would get some contact from her, but I didn't. It was years later that I found out what really happened to her. So then, same thing with my brother. I'm wondering, was he still alive? Because there's nothing on him out anywhere, Just weird.
Have you tried Social Security death records?
I don't know a Social Security number. That's the problem.
You just need the name. If
really?
You can find, I haven't used it in a long time, but if you can find the Social Security records, the death index, you just, all you need is the name. That's how I found my parents there, to make sure that.
Oh, wow.
Because there were conflicting stories about how and when my father died, and I was able to find it using just the Social Security thing.
Go to Social Security online.
No, I don't think it's got. I don't think it's with the Social Security people, but it's called the Social Security Death Index, and I know some sites link to it, so you should be able to find it.
Okay, yeah, I was thinking about getting in contact with a medium. People that contact with people on the other side.
Oh, well, you got some good people here at Ask One Radio who do that. I do that sort of because the tarot cards have been able to do it for me. It's not really me, but if you wanted to get to a medium, check out the lineup at Ask One Radio, and maybe you'll see somebody you might want to contact off the air. But like I said, I got I got bleak cards here. You know what I mean? I didn't get any cards that indicated somebody was alive and well. Let's put it that way.
Right.
So,
well, it's better to know one way or the other, you know.
Yeah. Well, if you look, my email, I mentioned this earlier, I'll do it again. Or you can always hear this in at the archives or find me through Ask One Radio. My email is asktarot, one word, asktarot@earthlink.net. And drop me a line if you have a problem. Asktarot at earthlink.net. I see it's a nice old, I've been doing this so long, I have an Earthlink email address. If you if you have if you hit a wall and you can't get and find the Social Security death index, let me know and I'll see what I can dig up and I can get back to you. Okay?
Right.
So
yeah, you're very interesting. I've been listening to you, and
oh, thanks.
I thought, well, maybe I can find something out one way or the other. But most people want love or this or that, money or whatever, you know.
Power too, right? Yeah.
I don't know about power, but
I used to get people not on the air, but they would call me and say, "Look, there's somebody I want to have killed." I say, "No,
no.
I'm not Lepke here. I'm not Murder Incorporated." You know. No. I write about that too on my website.
There's a lot of people out there that say, "Oh, there's a curse in your family. Give me $500."
Yeah,
or,
yeah. Oh, you know the
someone's done this to you. Yeah, it's a big racket. I used to live in Vegas. It's a big racket, you know.
Yeah, because it's
and there's
astounding.
People like you and other people that, you know, like you see, you write, you know, light a candle or, you know, stuff like that. That, you know, tell people.
I've been reading cards since the 1980s, and I've only once come across a reading that told me that somebody had a curse going there. And
really?
And no, I know I did not charge, you know, because there are some people there are some readers I'm familiar with who like every third person they talk to has a curse, you know, and of course they have a cure.
Right.
So, you know, we frown on that.
Something in your past, you got to clear your past karma. Oh, $500 and you know.
Yeah, it's amazing what $500 will cure, right?
Yeah, that's true. But anyway, I got you lined. Do you see if I have any financial
money? You know,
if I'm gonna get my finances better.
The moment you said that, the card that I had in my hand is the Two of Coins. Two of Coins is about juggling money. It's about balancing money. It's about credit. It's about trying to make ends meet. The Five of Coins, the Five of Coins is very bad. That's not this one. The Four of Coins is here. That's a person who knows how to stretch a dollar, knows how to hang on to the money and be good about it. So what I see here, there's the Eight of Coins. That's telling me that there's potential for money coming your way. But money is tight, but it looks like you know how to handle it, and you'll be okay. All right?
All right. Yeah, I just robbed Peter to pay Paul right now.
Yeah, that's the Two of Coins. That's exactly it. Juggling, right? We've all been there. I'll tell you. I got to run. I got to take another call, but you be sure to drop me a line if you need help with that Social Security death index thing. Okay, it's a cheerful name, isn't it?
Yeah.
Why can't they come up with a better name? You know, we give them billions and billions in tax money. They could come up with a better name than death index. You know, so let me know. Okay. Nice talking to you.
Thank you so much.
Bye now. Let's shuffle them up. Colleen in Oshkosh, Wisconsin. We'll go right to you. How you doing, Colleen?
I'm great, Eliot. How about you?
I'm doing much better than I thought I would. I haven't done this in so long. I got a little nervous, but I'm having a great time. What can I look at for you?
Oh, I was just wondering, like, what do you see for me, like, in the next 6 months? Like, would I be able to still afford where I'm at, or am I going to meet my life partner, and how, or who he is, or whatever?
Okay, let's see. And you know something, you reminded me of something, and an announcement I want to make later. I had a really nice announcement laid up for all the listeners here, and I completely forgot it. You know, but you reminded me. So by saying 6 months, I'll do it at the end of the show. Let's see what we got here. You want to see in the state of romance, that kind of thing?
Sure.
Okay, let's see what we have here. Well, something's coming because I've got the Page of Cups here. Cups are about romance and emotion and the heart. And the pages are about something that's new, that appears new. It's not theoretical. Like the Knight is maybe something is about to arise, but the pages are real. So that's here. The Four of Cups is here. Oh, these cards like you because you asked me about that, and I get cup cards. Four of Cups is one of my favorite cards in this context because it's about somebody is interested in you. Someone around you is interested in you, but just hasn't made it known.
Oh.
Because the symbology of the card is a person looking at three cups and doesn't see that there's a cloud right next to that person. And from the cloud, a hand is issuing forth, holding another cup, offering that. But you'll see that at some point. Keep an eye out on that. Maybe there's somebody who acts, you'll notice that somebody you may have known for a while acts a little different now around you, something like that, because it's somebody you know, and it's somebody around you. Have you recently been in a relationship that didn't quite work?
Yeah, a couple of them in the last 6 months, I'd say.
Okay, because that's no. Listen, that's better than not trying, right? I asked you that because I got the Five of Cups. They see it's all cup cards here, so the cards are really responding to your question. The Five of Cups is about a partial loss. The Five of Cups means that the person is looking at three spilled cups and doesn't see that right behind her there are two full cups, which means there's other opportunities. It's not as bad as you thought it was, but right now you're still feeling the loss from the other things that didn't quite work out. But that's going to pass. That will pass. The Two of Cups is here. Again, cups. Look at that. There are three more cards here, and they're cups. The Two of Cups is about literally means a new relationship in the old way of reading cards. That there's a new one coming. The Ace of Cups. Remember I said the Page of Cups means that it's here, it's real, and that the aces are theoretical. The aces say that it's a potential. So you have the potential and the reality here. So this is definitely a loaded reading here, saying that there is. Here's another cup card. This is astounding. Three of Cups generally means that you're going to meet somebody through your friends, but there's somebody out there now who's interested but is a little shy. So here's the thing. This is coming. This is happening now. This is on the way. There's a new relationship coming. That's the Two of Cups that says that. The Three of Cups tells me it's going to come through friends. The Ace of Cups and the Page of Cups tells me that it's really just about here already. This is not cups now, but it's a major card. It's the Wheel of Fortune. It means the situation you're in now is going to change, and it's going to change for the better because they're happy cards after that. The Knight of Cups, you see, that's somebody coming into your life again. New, though, the Knights, it's going to be tempestuous. It's going to be an exciting relationship, and it's going to go up and down, and you know what I mean. It's the kind of thing. It'll be very vibrant. Let's put it that. Not that it's nuts, but it's vibrant. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 cards here, and 7 of them are cups. So yes, it's definitely coming your way. So
okay, cool.
Just be prepared for it. The thing is, you'll know that it's getting closer when you start feeling less the effects of the relationships that didn't work out. When that starts fading away, then you're getting closer to this. But it is coming. It's definite. I mean, you can't get 7 out of 8 cards all being cups without it being real. So hang in there because something really nice and new is on the way to you.
Is there any way to know, like, about the person?
Well, let's see.
Like clues or?
Well, let's see. Oh gosh, I got the Knight of Cups again. Yeah, this is odd because I have there are aces here. I've got aces. Aces mean new beginnings, right? Ace, the beginning, ace. Okay, I have the ace of coins, the ace of rods, and the ace of cups. So I'm seeing a well balanced person who can open up doors for you, who is maybe in the business world and has a pretty decent income, and is emotionally well balanced. Now, I don't know if there's but maybe 12 men in the world who fit that description, right? But hearing my women friends talk, I don't know, but that's that's what I'm seeing it, and they're all aces, which is good because that's even colloquial, like, hey, it's aces with me, this is good. That means a lot of new things are coming your way. With this relationship is going to open up work opportunities. It's going to open up money opportunities. It's going to be good for you emotionally. It's looking really good, but there's a strong possibility that this is going to be a person of business. Oh, look at that. The six of coins. That's a person handing out money. It's a philanthropist. I think you're going to do well here emotionally and materially and financially, and career wise. I think it's going to be very good. So keep an eye out for something like, in other words, if a real loser shows up, that's not him. Okay.
Well, I thought I had found him a couple of times recently,
yeah.
but they just can't commit.
No, that's that's a problem because people ask me. Look, I had a marriage that lasted 1 year, 4 months, and 10 days. Okay, but who's counting, right? And this particular marriage that I'm in now, it's like 39 years.
Awesome.
And of course, the question that I get asked all the time is, what is the secret to having a marriage that lasts almost 40 years? And I say lack of curiosity, but we you work things out, you grow together. But yeah, I shuffle them up again. The big card that comes up is the Ace of Cups. That means this is the beginning of a really good time for you emotionally. Okay.
Okay.
Sounds exciting to me. So let me know how it goes. I'd love to hear.
That would be a good change.
Okay. I've got to run. Bye-bye now.
Well, thank you so much, Eliot. God
My
bless.
pleasure. Bye. Let's squeeze in Rachel from Illinois. Hi, Rachel. You're on with Reverend Eliot.
Hi, how are you tonight?
I'm doing well. I've got a couple of minutes left. I'm up against the clock, but what can I do for you? What can I look at?
I'm wondering if the business venture that I'm trying to start up is going in the right direction.
Okay. The Temperance card is here that says it's that means well balanced. The Three of Cups is here. The traditional meaning of that card is the completion of a matter in plenty. So that's pretty good too. Seven of Coins shows a person with money coming in. The Seven of Rods is a person who can sweep away all obstacles, and rods are about career and work. So yeah, it looks like you're going to do very well here. You had some hard times. The Ten of Swords tells me that those are over. Okay, so that's good too.
Thanks.
That's about it.
Well, all righty. Well, that's just a little bit of confirmation that I needed. Keep going.
Yeah, sounds like good news to me. Let's see if I can find one more card. Yeah, see, here's another one. The Three of Rods. That's about business. That's you're waiting for the Three of Rods in terms of business is about like it shows a person looking at ships in the harbor, which means he's sending the ships off to do business, and they're going to come back laden with goods. You see, so the return is good. All these are positive cards, very positive.
Awesome.
I got a good feeling for this one. Okay, thanks for calling.
Thank you.
Bye now. And hey, folks, that's it. I've just got a few minutes to go here because, oh man, I hope I wasn't too abrupt with anyone. But my rhythm is off, But I have to tell you because to mention to the caller that I forgot to mention something, and I'm going to mention it now. By gosh. Like I said, I haven't been able to do readings for people because I was sick and I lost my voice for a lot of that. And then I had, believe me, it was a total car wreck. But I'm back now, and I figure this way: I figure it this way. Let's say I missed half the shows that I usually do. So to make up for that, I'm knocking the price of my private readings in half. I'm serious about this until the end of the year, maybe even longer, who knows. If you want to have a reading, and the end of the year is a good time to get a reading because you take a look at what's coming for the next year. But since I managed to only fulfill half of my obligations here, I want to cut everything in half. That's, well, I don't mean, I mean in terms of work. You know, I will. You go to magic-works.com, and on the homepage you'll see something there about readings, right? And you'll see the cost of my readings, which is not high. I don't believe in gouging people for readings. It's pretty fair pricing, I believe. But I'm going to cut that in half. So whatever price you see there, cut it in half. Okay? That's a special for the Ask One Radio audience and anybody else, actually. But I really want to, I definitely want to give that to you people because you were so patient waiting for me. And I missed you, and I want to do more readings. And the best way to do that is, since I missed half of the shows, oh gosh, and I was just sitting here so lonely. Yeah. I missed half the shows. I'm going to cut the price of my readings in half. So that's a gift, and I say let's do it, right? So if you've thought about maybe getting a reading, I know cash is tight these days, and I never let money get in the way anyhow. But if you thought about getting a reading with me and you'd like to do that, you could look at, I start out with a $10 reading, which is an email reading. That's now $5. See how that works? Man, that's the easy math, right? I love math when it's subtraction. A half-hour reading, a 15-minute reading, an hour reading, whatever the price there is, you just slash that in half. And you send me an email and said, like, what, this or that reading, and we'll do it for half the price. And you'll get twice the service then, see? Because I'll be so happy to hear from you. And I had cabin fever, folks. I mean, I was going wacky sitting here with nothing but listening to the news, which I eventually gave up on because it's all the same stuff, so I can't do that. I like to have, this is one thing I don't want to do. I don't ever want to get into discussing political stuff and news here because we're fed up with that, aren't we? I am. I mean, it's all everywhere. Everybody's talking about it. It's replaced everything. It's replaced sports. It's the new kind of sports. So let's just make a deal here, which is I won't discuss that stuff. And I know that's what they say. Don't discuss it at the table. Tomorrow's Thanksgiving. You don't want to discuss politics. Well, why not? But I'd say why not? Because that's all everybody's talking about. And have you noticed that we live in a world of everybody being an expert? Anybody who was in Congress for a year and a half and then quit is now an expert in the news. Oh, it's overbearing. So let's just stick to the things that are important in life, which is the metaphysical, which are the universal questions of why we're here, what we're doing here, what we can do to make things better for everybody, including ourselves, right? We want to make things better for us, don't we? And one of the things I think I can do to make things better and help make things better is to cut the price of my private readings in half. So go to magic-works.com. There's like 100 and something pages there of interesting stuff. There's movies there. There's things to read. There's all kinds of stuff there. But if you look at the chart that has the price of my readings, you just take a look at that and slash it in half. And don't be shy about claiming that because I'm offering it. So until next week, and I really got my fingers crossed. Because I said that 4 months ago or something too. Until next week, just remember who you are is the universe's gift to you. Who you become is your gift back to the universe. Bye-bye now.